Alright guys, run haul. I'm going to do a little more demonstration of the Mini 6. You can see there's the actual header, the upper sleuth. I got Keen Miracle Mat. I got a lot of the lower sleuth in there as well. And my catch bucket, I'm going to catch 100% of the tailings. I'm actually going to be running this. It is their 5-pound Ultra 5-pound bag. So golden pay dirt. So do a little bit of a pseudo review on it as well. So I just opened the bag, cut it, it's dry. I know it's not the best material to run, but you know what? Hey, let's try this thing out. So I'm just going to start pouring a little bit in it, and we'll see how she goes. I'm going to feed it a little heavy and a little fast so we can see some of the... Now, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit so you can see the action. You see the vortices in here, how it's starting to, it rolls. Zoom back out. You see the lower cells, they're catching the material as well. Now running dry material, I do run the Miracle Mat a little flatter than I normally would, but I still like running the Miracle Mat a little flatter than maybe everybody else does. Yeah, it's really just pulling that material back in. You see some of it starts to release and pull it right back in, release, pulls it in. So those heavies are right up underneath those smaller riffles. They feel, they rotate, feel, rotate. Alright, I'm going to pause it for a minute, see if I can get a zoom in of the cells down below. You guys seen this, so give me just a second. Okay, I don't know how that's going to pan out. No pun intended. Here comes some material. About halfway through the bag. There's 40. There we go. So that's pretty good amount there. So we'll see how it handles and processes dry material. Alright, hold on one second now. Okay, we're back up top. You guys can see the gold that's just hit, and all of a sudden when I poured that last amount in, all the material just floated away. That gold was just stuck right there, and it has not moved since. We'll see how some more material going over top of it, what that does, if it releases any of it. So does Miracle Mat catch larger chunks of gold? Yeah, that's gold right there. Now, one thing I did see is, and I did this on purpose, give me just a second, I'm going to pan over just a little bit. My tripod's broke, guys, so I apologize. Okay. Now you see the gold in it, and this is just the very first set of riffles in this Miracle Mat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally try to interrupt the water flow over top of that. Traditional riffles, you guys know, when the water flow goes over it, it actually will cause it to release a little bit, depending on how long the interruption is. But, generally speaking, it's one reason I'm working with Paul to build a auto feeder. So I'm going to try to interrupt it right there. little bit may have moved, but for the most part, I don't think so. So it handled the interruption pretty well. Now, by just going back and forth like this, guys, the way Paul's built this header, you know, I see no interruption to the flow at all. It's actually processing this really good. Yeah, if you dump a whole big bunch in there, it goes through it pretty quick, but just by going back and forth, probably don't need to put that in there. So I do generally, I don't feed it this quick if I'm doing it. I did it for purposes of sake of the video and timing. Normally I go real slow, allow this to clean out. I want these riffles nice and clean. Just what I like doing. One, it's therapy for me. That was about 10 times faster than I would feed it, because like I said, I'm just out here to enjoy it. I wanted to see what the mat could do with a faster feed rate than normal, and even with dry material. The unit, I think, appears to do a really good job. I'll pan out the tailings here in just a second. I'll pause it, I'll pan them out, and then we'll see. I'm just going to let this run. Put another bucket under there to catch it. And I'll just go and turn it off, and then I'll pan it out. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, guys, we're back. Panned it out. And that's what we got. I thought I might have seen, yeah, there's one tiny speck right there. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Right. Yeah, right there. Other than that, clean pan. Like I said, I captured 100% of the tailings. One very tiny. I don't even know what that would be. 200-300. Very small. So, I'll give you a look at the actual sleuth itself. Pretty good gold. I like Miracle Mat, guys. Again, people they ask whether or not Miracle Mat can catch big gold. That's not bad. All right, got the camera off the tripod, so maybe I can give you a little bit of a close-up there. That's the first riffle. There's the second. I'll clean this out. I still don't feel still not feeling 100%, but that's the nugget right there. The picker, whatever you want to call it, right there. So let's take a look at the Prospector stream here. Again. I think the majority of the gold was caught by the Miracle Mat up top. Obviously there is some there, you can see it. But the way it was fed, it doesn't surprise me that some escaped it. Now, I'm going to do some different configurations. I'm going to run some different matting. I'll take this. I'll actually classify it down. I didn't classify it, I just pulled it straight out of the bag. It was somewhat classified. I'd say nothing was bigger than, I'd say, a quarter anyway. So I think it was probably fine. But I do want to put some vortex. I want to run some vortex up top, vortex in the bottom. I want to switch the mats up a little bit just to see how this unit works with different type of mat configurations. But that's it. I'd give you the measurements and everything. This is one of the first units Paul built. We talked about, and I think he since maybe shortened it up a little bit on the bottom. I'm not sure, but I'll let Paul give him. Roughly, it's a 24 by 24, 6-inch wide, multi-angle sleuth with 2 mat bars. Works very well with a straight 1100 pump on it. I really like the way it worked there. These are the leg brackets. All this stuff comes from Paul. So anyway, we'll pan it out here in just a second. I'll see what each mat looks like.